3 words to describe each other, and then 3 words to describe yourself. Whichever you want to do first.
Oh, okay, so I picked 3 for you and 3 for myself.
Yes.
Are you picking 3 for me too?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Do you usually have the person pick the 3 for themselves before you give the 3? Because I feel like that could bias it to some degree when you give me 3 of what I choose for myself.
Then you go first.
Are you also going to choose 3 for yourself?
I've done this before, so.
So you're like, been there. Alright, let me think here.
Okay.
This could take time. You might need to zip
So
through
should I
this.
stop it?
No, I'll think. You know, you want to get that like spontaneity answer here. Let's see. Molly is creative.
Oh.
To start. Clearly, I mean, I'm on a camera right now. So creative. Who would think to do those?
I mean.
Plus, I mean, you know, with the music and like the theater stuff. I mean, I can tell. Got a creative eye. Beyond creative, I would say you are. I feel like you're also like down to earth like me. I wish there was a singular word for down to earth, but I feel like you have like a very like.
You can hyphenize it.
Yes, DTE. You're down to earth. Yeah, I don't know. Like you definitely have like that feeling like that I feel about myself. I guess I won't double dip on that
like
word,
chill.
but yeah, just like maybe like present. Like
Mm.
clearly you're present right now doing an interview, but I just feel like a lot of people these days don't actually listen when you're talking, which is a shame. But I mean, I do that sometimes too. But
Yeah.
I would say more often than not, you are present and down to earth. DTE.
DTE.
What's the third one? I want to say something like. I want to say like quirky, but I feel like that's just creative again, but in a different way. Like you're like maybe like spunky or something.
That's
Yeah, like
fun.
you got some like spunk to you when you want to. You know, like you do like you got that like that impulsivity that I feel like not many people have. I would say
I like
that's
the when
like
you
that's
want
like a
to
key.
detail, because
Yes.
sometimes I'll just stay.
But I know that like you got it in you. You have that like the capacity for spunk.
For spunk.
Yes. So I would say that those are the 3 that I would use for you. And
Those
now
are all nice ones.
Oh, was I supposed to do mean ones? Just the true ones? No, I wouldn't. Why would that? No. 3 for me. And are these just qualifiers of type of person I am, or just
For anything that comes to mind.
what if I think something about myself and it's not true, or it's not what people actually like? It's not like the vibe I give off, because then it's like that's
But
like
it doesn't matter. It's what's
oh, I
true to
know
you.
that would just be devastating.
Devastating.
And that's when I would find it out. I'll just shoot from the hip and say that I've been told that I'm funny, or I can be funny, so I'll take that one, just right off the bat, because I've been told that by at least more than one person. Yeah, I'm like, is it funny? Keep laughing. We got the laugh. So I think that yes, that's one. I want to say like. I would say I'm generally like kind, like person, like to a fault. I used to, and I struggle with this, or I struggled with this in the past. I tried to be better about it, but I've been like a people pleaser to the point where it makes me like explode, where I feel like I take on the frustrations of other people way too much, and like
just listening to them, or
no, just. I get worked up when I feel like I've like let someone down. When like more often than not, someone being disappointed or frustrated in anything has very little to do with you and more to do with their reaction to it. But I have trouble differentiating the two. For one reason or another, my mind's very like make sure everyone's happy. You know, don't know why, but
you want to like fix their problems.
Yes, I like things to be like in order, like a state of. I mean, it goes with like the chillness factor, right? Like the most efficient system, or like the most efficient, I guess, like vibe of your friend group, family, is one of like stability, you know, calm.
Mm-hmm.
When things are out of order, that's when you have these like spikes, especially emotional spikes go with that. So if everything is nice and, you know, level, flat, I feel like that's like the most efficient. I'm saying vibe because it's trendy, but it's like the emotion, like state of being.
Mm-hmm.
So I want my state to always be in that way,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm learning and getting better at accepting that I can't always make sure that my state of being is at base level, because that's obviously impossible.
Yeah.
And
definitely to control other people's.
Yes,
like,
and it's also kind of, it's almost selfish or like conceited to a certain degree for me to feel like I deserve to have the type of state that I want at any given moment. It almost like invalidates other people's experience, like, because if someone's frustrated with me, they're almost entitled to that, more to the same degree that I'm entitled to want them not to be frustrated with me.
Yeah, it's like you can't be the only one controlling the furnace or the temperature or whatever, and you're both gonna have different responses to how it feels.
Exactly.
Like someone might be cool. It's interesting, our whole talk on emotions and everything. It's just making me think, like, I just feel so differently about it than seeing it as efficiency. I see it, emotions, almost as a part of, I'm a type 4 Enneagram. These are for them, not you.
Sure.
I see emotions as part of, like, the feeling, the excitement and the passion and all of that. It's like one of the most beautiful parts of being alive. Like, whenever I feel alive, it just, I don't know, not that I want to like linger in it or anything, it just like, it's fine if it's a visitor and passing through, but accepting that these emotions are going to come and go in me and in others, I feel like is as stable as you can get, because things are ever changing and like nothing is going to stay the same. Like emotional state or anything. Does it feel like I'm talking about something else? No,
I mean, I understand like your point of view on it. It's almost like cooking. Like you are comfortable, you know, trying a new meal that's seasoned in ways that you might not have ever experienced before, the good and the bad of that. Whereas maybe someone like me, maybe I have a tried and true meal that I just like know will taste good, will make me not full, and I'm perfectly like happy to eat that type of meal.
Meals?
No, that's absolutely not true. I'm trying to think of a clever analogy for it.
But when it's other people though.
Maybe you're just more comfortable in the in like the ebb and flow of like life. Whereas,
does someone else live here?
Yeah, my dog, but also my wife,
who will be hopefully interviewed in the future. Whether INTJ or ENTJ, it's you definitely have introverted intuition, which is not as common of a function type for like being in the top 2 of the stack.
Sure.
So that's kind of how, like, perceiving the world within your own framework, and then and sometimes, and I do that as well, and then we talk about it, and sometimes the framework's different, but that's interesting because I feel like you're able to understand when I'm discussing mine, and I'm able to understand when you're discussing yours. So, related function, NINDTE. Down to earth.
Oh, yes. I was
like,
what are you spelling? I was like, I thought it was just more of the Myers-Briggs stuff. I think I think I need to do a third word, right? I don't want to, like, the audience to keep track and be like, well, he did 2 and then he didn't follow it up. I hate when I watch videos like that where they just sort of drop the bag on that. But now I need to think of a third one.
That's another thing about introverted intuition, is they like to conclude.
I can circle back and keep track of where we're at. I like the outline in my head. Okay, next word. So we did funny and kind, but kind was kind of like, it was sort of a double-edged, sword. It's not just like a good thing, potentially. We talked about that. And third would be, I almost want to use the term like, this is gonna sound conceited again. Maybe I'm just giant conceited person. But I feel like virtuous almost. Like I feel like I have like a very, I feel like I'm interested in and focused on making sure that I do the quote right thing. But I wouldn't necessarily think of myself as very like spiritual or like religious. But I still feel like what informs my decisions and my thought process a lot of times is about some moral correctness. As if, it's a lame example, but obviously I would like never cheat in a board game, right? Like I would like, that's just like, but I think that's indicative. I have, and I don't know if I stole this phrase or like this idea or this ideology, but I really think that like people, I say like he who does little in lot, basically to imply that the things that create like the large scale version of yourself are all of the small decisions that you make in your life, whether good, right, morally neutral, or otherwise. Like you are the sum of your parts, and if you do bad things on a small scale, it adds up to this, this greater concept of who you are.
Interesting.
Whenever that becomes important in your life, but so because the term virtuous is like that's it's a big word, right? Like I don't think many people describe themselves as that, so I almost was tempted not to use it, but I do think that informs a lot of the things that I do, is that I feel like I know what's the right thing to do, or what the perfect person, quote unquote, would choose, and I try to align myself with those decisions as best as possible, and that could change. I mean, I've obviously made mistakes. If that's not clear.
So you're not the perfect person?
I am not, but I try to make decisions that I think are just objectively correct, or objectively smart, or wise, or favorable, so to speak. And again, it sort of goes back to this idea that I seemingly want my life to be as stable as possible. So in order to maintain that stability, I almost feel like I need to be ever vigilant to make decisions that do not make my line fluctuate in my mind. And that's where things go wrong, is that I have this perception of what might be right, and I follow it to a T, and it ends up not being right.
Because it's your own.
Because it's my own idea of what is morally correct, or favorable. Because I'm not like Einstein. I don't know the exact like decisions that will make my life as comfortable as possible.
It's nice to hear that you're doing your best, and also like that awareness. I feel like only obviously what you've done or decided, and when I'm thinking now of all the things that I've done, I've probably been a bit more sneaky. I've made some sneaky choices.
Sure.
But I never thought of adding all the parts to define me. My 3 words for you.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you have yours written down already?
Yeah, I had a couple variations. Which one should I go with?
Did I steal any from you, or you gotta? Probably not, right?
Receptive.
Ooh.
Straightforward. Intelligent.
Take it.
Those are the 3 I saw a
solid.
lot.
Yeah.
The first one I came up with was forward, factual, friendly.
Ooh, alliteration too.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Fun.
You say factual?
I didn't like that anymore. Because I feel like you try to be objective, but I don't feel like you're like... Because some people are very archival and just spouting out like in 1975. And
yeah.
Then I started to think of that as factual.
Because you work with Danny too much.
He's on.
Call out Danny. You're
INTJ.
watching the video.
He won't be watching, but he's on there as one of the INTPs.
You should what do they call it? When you like put the link to that video in this video. What do you call that? Like click up there or something to watch Danny.
Our archival INTP is a 4-wing-5.
Yes, then you'll get the reference.
He knows all the things about music. Music history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why So Factual felt like more like that to me.
Sure.
Whereas I'm thinking more like objective, like you try and focus on objective truth or like find what that is. But I liked receptive because I feel like that depicts like you're able to receive different opinions and different thoughts and different
just ignore it.
reactions.
Yeah, I mean I think that's a good one. Very avant-garde, like
the
formatting of this
This
video.
is a lot of times how it goes because my phone's...
It's like Cloverfield, you know, how they keep finding like the footage in different areas. You ever see those? Like the found footage movies, like Cloverfield, Chronicle. They're all shot.
Is that a murder?
No, they're just like action movies.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'll have to show this to you. Oh, I'm also a battery.
Okay, so this is where the camera is.
Yeah.
I don't know how far back it died, so I'm just going to repeat this.
Yeah, just start from
This is not a full depiction of Sam, obviously. This is just a couple of questions. There's a lot more of Sam.
It's our disclaimer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And there are 2 videos, so go watch the other video. It's on your head.
Oh, here.
I'll put it there. And like and subscribe.
There's room up there, so...
Okay.
Oh, I am the video
This
like
is
the Truman Show?
This is the love of Sam's life.
Ain't that cute?